Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Thursday the 28th of November. So some of you are having holidays, early holidays by the sounds of things, certainly in our trading room this morning. It's at least one, but of course it's Thanksgiving in the US, so I wish you, if you're watching this video or sitting here if they're on and based in the US, I wish you a very happy Thanksgiving. So let's get on and look at these markets. The euro dollar I'm looking at first as ever. Well, yesterday it pretty much came to, it didn't quite pitch down to its absolute low there in terms of this near-term movement even. God, I'm thinking of music already. So this movement didn't quite get down as low. The dollar index, the inverted version of this, has broken the low there, but closed back within. So we're sitting here, well, lower highs still sitting there. There's still the potential for this to roll over. We may on a quieter day just get a bit of a consolidation phase. I would imagine generally we'd see the majority of the price action this morning, but you never know, things can drift. We do still have with the euro the untouched weekly pivot above, which could be today, tomorrow, if we saw any sort of movement up in that direction. Quieter days, both of them for the US. One were bank holiday, and the next, of course, it's Black Friday. So we may just get a drift upwards potentially from where we're sitting at the moment. It's looking that way. Now, looking down at the shorter time frame, it's all over its daily pivot at the moment, and it's really a race to whether it gets up to its R1 or down to its S1. The pattern here, basically I'm looking and thinking, well, if it breaks the I'm going to draw this really badly, but if it breaks that lower trend line that sits across there, well, maybe then that's the nice continuation move that we should be looking for. So that's how I'm sitting looking at this morning. If it goes to the upside, I'm not really going to be drawn into it at the moment. I really do prefer to be on the downside of the euro dollar at this stage. Okay, let's have a look at the pound. Now things have changed a little bit here. I say things have changed a little bit here. We had a key YouGov poll last night. It was quite late-ish last night, but it did suggest quite a large Conservative majority. Now that particular poll was the only poll that suggested there'd be a hung parliament last time. So people were looking at it and thinking, well, it may be a little bit more accurate. Now, of course, the concern that politicians have at this stage is they don't really want to be seeing as having quite such a strong lead, because they want people to get out and vote for them. So there is that concern, and that's running through the markets there. But however, a Conservative win on a currency basis would be significantly more positive, even though they're pushing for Brexit. But it's an agreed Brexit deal and a known Brexit deal. So it's seen as much more positive for the pound here. So that's where we're sitting at the moment, and that news came out, I think it can't have been much before 9:30, 10 o'clock last night. I was watching the news, and in fact it may have been even slightly later when it was actually released. So it was quite a late release. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some further continuation in this move. Cable is one of the stronger currencies. I'll rephrase that. The pound is one of the stronger currencies at the moment, and well, it could be reflecting this. It has been over the last 3 months. Where we are here today, well, we're double topping at the moment. Actually, you see it better on the 60-minute chart here, and there is a chance we could roll over. If we start rolling over, well, of course, I would be looking back sort of midway-ish, back towards this daily pivot here at 2887-ish. So let's call it 2890, that sort of region. If it started rolling over, there is some divergence where it sits up the top here, so there is that potential. Trying to get into a long is quite difficult from where it sits here for me. I mean, I don't want to be buying on the break of the highs here, and also the size of the targets may be quite minimal. So it's a case of a bit of patience this morning to see how this shapes up. As I say, if it starts giving me a reversal signal, or more of a reversal signal, I may look at the south side, the downside, but at this stage, holding fire. Dollar yen. But that, sorry, I should also say that daily pivot may, or around that area, may become a buy opportunity later. Looking at the dollar yen then, and so I'm looking at a daily basis here, further weakness there as expected, and I just see this as a gradual process of watching this continue running up for some time yet. But obviously we've got these potential retracements, and here's one. Now the last 3 days it hadn't hit its daily pivot. It certainly made sure it did today. So a little bit slow at the moment, which through the Asian session, which is unusual. We expect a little bit more of a kicker, but should be watching this. We could again be drawing trend lines across from the high here to the current high here, looking at that and waiting for the break for the upside. So that is the potential. In terms of overall movement there, well, it could be a few pips. It's maybe looking better than it has done for a while here. 42, about 30 pips potential, maybe a little bit less, 25, 30, somewhere in that region if it breaks that upside. So we'll be watching that closely today for continuation. It's nice it's come off its daily pivot, tick that box. So looking at the potential yen long side. Aussie dollar, I've really been quite bearish on this, and I don't change my view on that, or I haven't changed my view. It's just really trying to get into the short side and leave it. This is more of a swinging pair at the moment. The Aussie dollar it's just a case of trying to get into it somewhere. It is very messy on a daily basis of late, and maybe if you get a chance, and if it's got a daily pivot here today, if it was to push up for that today, maybe that would be a good point to be even considering a little bit of a swing, but into tomorrow and maybe next week. So as I say, looking bearish on the bigger picture there, and it is one of the weakest of the pairs that I'm looking at, the majors. Canadian dollar, well, it's to me, daily wise, it's got a sort of flaggy sort of pattern, a high lows, high highs pattern. To me, it looks like it, just on the price action alone, it looks like it could continue in this upside movement here. A bit bitty yesterday, put a bullish engulfing in the end, and it looks like the US dollar's really got it. Maybe a break above that 34 could see a more or more continuation, but watch out, it has got a daily pivot below untouched at the moment, so patience here. It may not get too much of a movement coming from this later. We'll see, but if we get a pull back to the area and you're looking for something to get into more of a longer term trade, that may be it. Okay, that's pretty much it for me. I just will cover the New Zealand dollar because I covered it more frequently recently and people want me to cover it. It's just consolidating, and it's just continuing to consolidate. It closed above the 100 the previous day. Yesterday it closed underneath it again, but it's just consolidating here. Whether it's winding itself up for a nice shove up, we'll see. But for now, intraday wise, it's not on. But for anyone that's holding it on a longer time frame, well, still got some potential there. Okay, news-wise today, I should just mention, obviously I've already mentioned Thanksgiving in the US there, bank holiday. We've got the German inflation data out this morning, and that may give the euro a bit of volatility, particularly if the figures start coming out. Well, that starts coming out, I don't know if they've got timings on here, generally around about, there's 6 of them. Doesn't give any idea of the timings, but they generally start coming out quite early if we haven't already seen one. So they come out quite early and then they're spread across the morning. Aside of that, there's nothing significant there. Have a great day. I'll speak to you tomorrow.